Greece's Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis has announced his resignation. His decision comes after over 61% of Greek voters rejected further austerity measures in a referendum. Mr. Varoufakis says he had been made aware that some members of the Eurozone considered him unwelcome at meetings of finance ministers. Eurozone nations will hold an emergency summit tomorrow to discuss the no result in the bailout referendum. German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President François Hollande have discussed the outcome of the referendum and have agreed the no vote must be respected. Both leaders requested the EU to hold a summit on Tuesday. A meeting between Indigenous leaders and Prime Minister Tony Abbott and Opposition Leader Bill Shorten has agreed to push ahead with a referendum about Indigenous recognition in the Constitution. The meeting has agreed that a series of community conferences will be held to deal with the issue. Mr. Abbott says he believes there is a momentum for change. Mr. Shorten says the meeting was a great discussion conducted in a spirit of generosity. And Indigenous leaders say they're pleased with the progress made through the meeting with political leaders. The former chairman of the Council for Aboriginal Reconciliation, Pat Dodson, says there was a constructive, positive dialogue on the move towards a referendum on recognising Indigenous Australians in the Constitution. Mr. Dodson says the dialogue needs to continue and there's no need to rush into setting a date for the referendum at this stage. Deputy Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce wishes Prime Minister Tony Abbott had told him earlier he couldn't appear on the ABC's Q&A program. The show, offering live debate, caused an uproar when it included former terrorism suspect Zaki Mallah in a recent live audience. Mr. Abbott told Mr. Joyce not to appear on tonight's program after the incident, and the Agriculture Minister says he respects Mr. Abbott's decision. Labor Senator Penny Wong says Australia should decide for itself whether same-sex marriage should become legal without worrying about what other countries think. Government Minister Barnaby Joyce said on the weekend that Asian countries could view Australia as decadent if same-sex marriage was made legal. Same-sex marriage advocates have pointed to recent legalisation of the same-sex marriage in Ireland and the United States as a reason why Australia should make the practice legal. But Senator Wong has told the ABC Australia should do what's best for Australia. 9 Australian veterans have received France's highest honour for their courage in World War II. The group of men, now in their 90s, were around 20 years old when they took part in the invasion of Normandy in June 1944. France's ambassador to Australia, Christophe Lecoutier, says the men deserve to be recognised for their part in ensuring his country's freedom. To sport, and in football, the United States are world champions of women's football for a record third time after thrashing Japan in the final of the Women's World Cup. An astonishing start saw the US lead 4-0 after just 16 minutes of play en route to a 5-2 victory in Vancouver. American captain Carly Lloyd was her team's star, scoring 3 of the opening 4 goals, including an incredible goal from near the halfway line. It was the fastest hat-trick in tournament history. Lloyd, named as player of the tournament, says her amazing game on football's biggest stage was the culmination of a lot of hard work. And now a look at tomorrow's weather. Beginning in Perth, showers and 19. Adelaide, a shower or 2 clearing and 15. Melbourne, partly cloudy and 14. Hobart, a possible morning shower and 10. Canberra, early fog with a possible shower and 12. Wollongong, a shower or 2 and 15. Sydney and Newcastle, a shower or 2 developing and 16. Brisbane, sunny and 22. Cairns, fine and 27. And in Darwin, a partly cloudy day and a top of 30 degrees. And that's the latest from the SBS Newsroom.